take off. You know, I think so the Dutch have this capability to see part of the sea and see, well, here we'll be doing something. This mean, I think so maybe you might be able, when we look at the clouds and when we think, well, maybe here will be future flying cities which will move, because I think so there is kind of in your own tradition this capability to reinvent yourself, no? to kind of extend the land or the capability to where we live today to kind of to other situations.
En toen ik dit voorbij zag komen, dacht ik, oh, dit is wel leuk. Dit is multidisciplinair. Dit heeft iets met de kunstwereld te maken en ook iets met mijn vakgebied. Dus ik vond het eigenlijk ideaal dat ik niet heel droog op een klein stukje vleugel zou moeten rekenen, maar op een enorm vliegend ding. Het was namelijk nog niet helemaal duidelijk wat het zou worden aan het begin.
This is the flying position, and then people, this will be standing or on the land or on the sea. Another idea also is like to think this could be like a kind of a boat, a sailing boat at the same time, you know, who could also travel from port to port and make a kind of world tour about, but what we call it also like a flying plaza or kind of maybe observation tower. This means when it's not so windy, you know, the building will just float or on the water or on the land. And then people will be able to climb here and go to the different levels. You have to imagine this is 60 meters high. This means you could gain like a kind of huge perspective also over the port. And when it gets a little bit windy, this will kind of take off and elevate up into the air. This means automatically. It is something which, you know, it's a building when it gets very windy, this building nothing happens. But in this case, when it gets windy, the building fly and fly up into the air. But also, you know, it's like the dynamic of the people. I think so. You will be able to also to steer and twist it according with the movement of the people. This means at the first stage we are always thinking, you know, this level will be fair enough, good enough to start it. But you know, slowly we can start to go up, and you know, it will be interesting to have maybe you could think maybe it's a museum or something. Who knows at the beginning? Who also kind of move and orientate according with where the people go. At the moment we are kind of, you know, it's built up step by step. We are first a very small model, then we're doing one of 6 meter high, then hopefully 12 meter, and then hopefully we'll reach to 60 meter high.
This is the place where we kind of check what we built it on the computer to see in reality, and we start with small scale, and we build different prototypes. We always start with cheap materials to build fast and to see how it looks, and then once we find the form, we change over to more high-tech, more expensive materials to see that. He's working on the connection elements, the joints. This we try to build now the solar bell with 6 floors, and this is how it will look at the end to see the sculpture in small scale. So this is how we kind of try and start to work on every project. Like on the one side have drawings and 3-dimensional simulations, and also hands-on experience, build how does it feel, and also test them how they fly. Bachtia is taking over the aeronautical part to give us the right angle, what would be the optimized position to fly. He's helping us from his profession. And we also have the engineer from Frankfurt, Jürgen Wasnik, who's helping us structure-wise, who's helping dimensioning the structure. And we are here in the studio, we'll build small models and then bigger ones and go outside and test if it holds what they calculated. We had a test before where everything went very well. And then we had the one at Delft. So now we see that for higher winds, we kind of have to develop different joints. Actually, that is one thing we are trying at the moment. So it was a disaster, but at the end I think also important to learn and to push the project forward.
We got some trouble last time we were there. Maybe the sticks were too long and too flexible. But you know, everything is kind of going toward the process of learning more and gaining more knowledge and understanding. And I think so what is nice also is like we are working with really kind of people who have a great knowledge and understand. TU Delft is like fantastic on how much they know, and all the wind tunnel tests that they have been doing. I think so it goes in parallels. From my side is very hands-on and wanted to do it very quickly, but at the same time, you know, we have a kind of a background together, which somehow they go more to an analytical study. They go to the computer, they study the forces here and there, and then, you know, kind of back and forth. But I think so, which maybe push is really like the, you know, I want to see people going up there and climbing and using it, and see also the reaction of the participant, of the work itself.
De bedoeling van heel het experiment is eigenlijk om de hoek te vinden waarbij je de grootste liftkracht krijgt, dus in dit geval naar beneden. En ten opzichte van de weerstand, dat die verhouding het beste is voor de liftkracht. En als je dat allemaal uitrekent, dan kan je precies zeggen van bij deze hoek werkt dit profieltje het beste.
And now at the moment we're experimenting with different diameters of carbon tubes, also with different type of carbon to find the lightest and best material for this situation. And we test them here also in studio, like we have the engineer calculating what will be the maximum force. And also we test them here in studio, how far can we bend them, where is the right size, so we get at the end a stiff, rigid structure which can fly because it's so light. And we're in the middle of that process and looking forward that we have soon a result which will fly.
And then we go back and then we walk this direction, yes? First turn and then go. 1, 2, 3. Now come back to me.
Come here, this side.
And like this, we turn a bit. Like this, then let's go slowly. A bit to the right. More people, please. I mean, it's okay, huh?
Yeah. As long as you hold it down in there.
Yeah, the other one is facing the direction. Wait, Fernando, was machen wir jetzt? And now a bit back on the platform, against the wind, we can do, the structure is good. Everybody together, down, thank you. And 3 people hold the kite.
Voor there, I guess, huh?
Dat is de noodrem, als je een fout hebt daar.
I take this rope and do have
2, 3, up. And now we turn. Up.
Okay.
Okay.
Look out.
Imagine that maybe this is an apartment beside being in a plaza. You might think also like how much is the weight of yourself, or how much property you have related to the weight of you. You know, it's kind of might help to change the lifestyles, and you know there is a kind of a special relationship between the as more heavy is a material, more energy consumption you need to produce this material, except with some element. Does it mean, well, you will buy books, I would love to make a flying library, a bookshop, but maybe it have to be digital, or maybe we have to have, we will try to weigh the specific weight of each book to being able to be on board or not. Does it mean you can force yourself through a kind of an idea of a dream, which maybe it sounds utopic, but at the same time it might repercute also on the way of how you are living daily life to yourself, and start to pay more attention. You know, today everybody feels somehow guilty also, or we fly so much, so much CO2 is produced instead of the, hey, but there is also another way of flying. Yeah. There is another way of lifting up from the air. There is another way of relating which the resources are there. We only have to kind of manage to engage it with it, and it's endless, you know, because if you think like a wind is not something will be stopped tomorrow. When fossil fuel is something which have a limited resources, and we have so many of other possible alternative resources to move forward.